From downtown, this is Tim Kitzer from NBA Jam, and you're listening to NintenDomain Podcast. Boom shakalaka!
This week on NintenDomain, now that we have the release date for Dragon Drive, what else is going to happen for the rest of the year for Nintendo? And when the fuck is Metroid Prime 4 coming out?
The Pro Controller saved the day!
I beat 150cc asterisk.
Why you gotta swear about it, Hubert?
Sorry.
I thought those were stars, and you were saying that you 3-starred all of them, and I was like, what?
So did I.
Maybe I should use turn assist. Kidding.
I did 3-star them, but asterisk.
Yeah. Welcome to NintenDomain Podcast, episode 477. Your place to hear Nintendo fans continue to talk about the Switch 2 and everything that is happening with that. And we're your hosts. I'm Trey Wampire Waluigi Johnson.
I'm Jeremy, Fantasy Post-Life Mikowski.
I'm John, unwitting little brother mode knitter.
And yes, we're here.
We are here.
So let's start off the show as we normally do and talk about games that we got and games that we've been playing. I know we're all still playing Mario Kart World, and John's kind of hinted some stuff on Mario Kart World. So why don't we talk about that?
Sure.
Yeah.
How's everybody doing in Mario Kart World? I did actually, I played online with Jeremy and Shauna online. When was that? Sunday night?
Yeah.
We played a little bit.
Fun.
With
Tried out the camera.
with cameras also.
Camera, okay.
Non Nintendo cameras, but we used cameras.
All right.
It worked better.
Any improvement? Yep.
I used
Cool.
I used the cameras, like the camera that for anybody who's watching the patreon.com/NintenDomain podcast. It's the same camera that I use for this. Like I have one here and I have one behind me on the TV, and I used the one on the TV to the Switch. And it worked fine, I guess. You know, it's like I still don't really see like the need for it, I guess, but you know, we played it, and you know, it was kind of, you did like the, you know, kind of like zoomed in, and you both looked kind of ghostly, you know, because of your, you know, it's from far away, you look like faded and all that, but I could see both of you, you know, I could see your face like when you passed me or whatever, and we fucked around with that. So it was we played, I don't remember what all we played. We played like Knockout Tour or something, and I think Shauna wasn't like the turn assist on, and she was having problems with it, so we had to restarted it, and yeah, she ran out of the house all mad. She's like, I'm done with this.
She had other things she wanted to do.
Sure, yeah. No, I just remember she disappeared after that. But yeah, it was fun. I mean, I guess it's stuff for mine too, and we could, you know, we're not done with Mario Kart World yet, but I did. I bought headphones. I bought like a special gamer headphones or whatever for the Switch too, and I wanted to test them out, and they actually work pretty good.
You're a real gamer.
I'm pretty happy with them.
Yeah, the audio quality was really good.
This is what I got this, the Razer Black Shark X is what it's called. And these are like $40 really. They're not expensive, you know, but from what I could tell, it looked like it was about what I wanted, and it's just it's got a nice little bag with it, which is nice. I mean, any headphones that come with a bag, I'm into. But it's just basically you know, it's over-ear headphones that have like a, you know, a little thing on them. It's got a microphone.
Aren't you an audio guy? Don't you know the terms? It's a microphone.
It's got a thing. It's got this thing on the front. You know the thing you talk into? That's what it's got. No, it's got a microphone on the front. It's a hypercardioid pickup pattern, which is my favorite pickup pattern of all of them. That means it's wide. I don't know. It doesn't really need to be that wide with it right next to your face, but I thought it sounded fine. But I wanted to test it out. So I tested out, I tested out with Jeremy and Shauna, and I recorded it, but the footage did not make it. It did not. I cannot play it. So it faded into the nether realm, which sucks. But because I don't know, I guess my I was recording it to my external drive. My external drive got disconnected right when I unplugged right when I turned off the stream or whatever. And it says that it's there, and it's still taking up the the gig
Same
amount,
amount
but
of space,
I can't play it. I'm sure you've ran into this problem before with
I have
with video stuff before, like when the cats turn the computer off or whatever. I felt like that was that I was experiencing what you've experienced before, right there. So
yeah, that's happened a couple times with video episodes.
what I really wanted to know, because I was plugging it into the Pro Controller, and it sounded good, and I'm talking through the Pro Controller through the headphones and all that. And what I really wanted to know is, like, would it record the audio will it still record the audio from the game? Because, if you most of the time you plug headphones into the system, like, it'll mute it on the TV, so there'll be nothing through the stream if you're trying to stream like that, which I've done before. I did it once before for that, for the, whatever, the Hell game with the lady with the mental problems. You know what I'm talking about?
Sinuous Sacrifice.
Yeah, that game. That game is great. But I played a stream of it, and I heard, like, yeah, play with your headphones on. So I plugged my headphones into the Switch, and that completely muted the game. So there's no sound in it at all. It's just me, just breathing into the microphone, and that's it. So it's kind of hilarious.
It's atmospheric.
So it's like, yeah. So I learned that the hard way. But it seemed like it recorded, but like I said, I couldn't watch the video, so I don't know. But yeah, these Razer things are cool. Like I said, they're $40. They actually come with, they have the dual headphone plugs. Actually, if you need to do like different plugs for microphone and headphones, it's got a splitter also. If you're like super old school like that, or that's how you want to do it. But I was pretty happy with it for what it was. I did notice that the Pro Controller's battery like drains quicker when you have headphones in it, like for a decent amount of time. Because I tried them like for the whole night, and that Pro 2 controller does last for a pretty long time. And it was like the first time that it like gave me like a battery warning, after like playing with the headphones in for a few hours. But I don't think I've even like charged it really. So, but yeah, we did that, and we used our non-Nintendo cameras, to fuck around with it. And Jess and I got 150cc. We got golds on all of them cooperatively. I wasn't at the first at all of them. Actually, I think Jess got like 2 or 3 of them. So it was. It's better to play with a friend instead of having to do all that shit by yourself. And actually, well, I guess the only thing that sucks is you can't rewind when you're in 2-player. So if you've been using rewind to not get hit by the blue shells, you have to. You're robbed of that. And I got like half of the knockout tour, and we did one of them. I think we did 1 or 2 of them multiplayer also. One thing that's really cool about Mario Kart World, which we never mentioned, which is the first Mario Kart that's been able to do this, but you can actually do 4-player Grand Prix. Like, you've never been able to do that in any of the other Mario Kart games.
I didn't know that.
I don't know.
Like, where all 4 of you can play against the computer in Grand Prix mode. Like, that's never been a thing. It's only been 2 players. So I noticed that because when Jess and Robert and Caroline played it and I played it, we played Grand Prix 4-player, and I was like, you've never been able to do that before. So that's new for Switch.
That makes sense. If you're gonna have 24 racers on there, and it was limited to 2, that would be extra super lame.
Well, I mean, it's always been limited to 2 because I figured it just can't handle it. It just can't handle doing the Grand Prix with 4 players because it's never done it in the past. So now it can because you have more horsepower or whatever. Oh yeah, and my middle name is Vampire Waluigi, but on the game it actually says Vampire Waluigi with a W, so which is funny because it reminds me of that Vampire game,
Vampire Dungeon
that we played on the shitty game.
It was Waluigi the whole time
on the shitty game podcast. And I don't really care that much about Waluigi, but Vampire Waluigi is cool, and he's kind of my guy now. If anybody wants to get a vampire or Vampire Waluigi, if you don't know how to do it, all you have to do is go to the Boo Cinema and get the popcorn and eat the popcorn, and that's how you unlock the vampire costume for Waluigi.
But you have to be Waluigi.
You have to be Waluigi, yeah. And there's other... I think he's the only like monster-based one that I know of, unless there's other ones that you guys have found. Because the only ones I've found are like kind of like movie snack food related. Like that's where I found like the soft serve Toadette, or there's like Burger Head Toad also that you get from the cinema. But yeah, it's like all of the all the different food items have to do with whatever world you're in. They're all regional, so. Which I still haven't unlocked all of them, but I did get Conqueror finally. So there you go. But I barely played with Conqueror, but I finally unlocked him.
Did he have a bad feather day?
Did he have a bad feather day?
Yeah,
I mean,
Contour's bad feather day.
oh sure. I mean, I had a bad feather day trying to get him out of the game, or trying to get him unlocked. Because you basically have to play. Well, the way that I heard it online is you just play this one level just over and over and over again in versus mode until you hope to get Kamek or whatever at the right time, and then you get it.
So silly.
But yeah, what have you guys been doing on Mario Kart World?
Pretty much the same. I think as of last week, I had beat all the 150cc's on gold, so I still haven't gotten gold in any of the 150cc knockout tours against the computer. It's just too hard. They always pass you at the last second, even on 50cc. Sometimes it's really annoying, but I managed to get it. I think I'm missing like 2 in 100cc. So that's just what I've been doing to get more familiar with the tracks. But I actually kind of cooled down on Mario Kart a little bit this week. Like, other than playing it with you and Shauna that one night, like, I haven't put as much time into it because I've been playing a lot of other stuff.
Yeah. Well, Jess and I been trying to work through Super Mario Wonder because we're doing an episode on Mike's show this weekend. Mm-hmm. So that's all we've been playing. Like, so we haven't played Mario Kart in a while.
Had you ever finished that one before?
Never finished it. No, we got like all the way to the last level, like 2-player, and we just stopped playing it because I think we got bored of it, or got distracted by something else. I don't know. We just stopped playing it and never beat the game. So it's been. I figured we'd try to get through it.
I got everything in that game.
Yeah. You guys liked it more. It was I don't know. It was whatever.
I had a good weekend or two with it, and then dropped it off pretty fast.
I think one of the main problems was it came out really close to the Sonic game, to the Sonic Superstars game, which I really liked a lot, and I got really into that game, and I got like 60% through it, and then Mario came out, and I played a little bit, and I was like, I want to go back and finish Sonic, so that's what I did, and I went back and played Sonic, and then I just kind of just left Mario by the wayside after that, and just didn't come back to it. Like, I played more 2-player with Jess, and the online sucked too. Like, online was really stupid because you could like play with people, but you're not playing together. It's like you're both playing your own game, but you're in the same. It's so stupid. Like, there were just parts that they just dropped the ball on, but yeah, whatever.
Now, do you think they'll do a new Super Mario Wonder on the Switch too, or do you think they're just gonna like slightly enhance it in a couple years?
I hope they do. I hope they do a different one. I mean, they have a lot of cool ideas with it. Like, I like the direction they were going. I just felt like they didn't go far enough.
Yeah, I think what I'd like to see with that is if they add, whatever they call it, the Nintendo Switch 2 edition, make a whole bunch of levels that are all music based, just like that PD Piranha level. Like, when I saw that, and I think everyone else felt the same, was like, "Ooh, cool! We're gonna get all kinds of this throughout the game," and you just didn't. You got one more level after that,
and that was the coolest level in like the whole game. Like, that was really like kind of the
I know, and it was
kind of the peak was like the second level, and it's like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I just want the Nintendo Switch 2 edition to be all the musical PD Piranhas.
Yeah, I mean, there was other stuff too, where like some levels just don't have bosses, and they're just like, here's a seed. It's like, what? It kind of reminds me of like Wind Waker, when like they didn't have enough space on the GameCube disc, so it's like you just go and get a treasure and you don't go through a dungeon like you think you would. Like, it kind of felt like that, where it's like,
oh right,
where's the boss here? We just don't have one. Okay, all right. Or like the Bowser ships, where you just hit a button and it explodes and there's like no boss there either. It's just like there was a lot of stuff that just felt like unfinished, I guess. Like, the
bosses were pretty weak.
Like, there should be more to it, and it felt a little bit formulaic after a while, where it's like, okay, get the 3 coins, get the seed, get the other seed. It's like, it felt, even though they're doing different things in every level, it still kind of felt like very samey, I guess, to me.
Have we noticed any Mario Wonder in Mario Kart World? I don't think I have. A song or a visual cue of some kind.
No,
I don't know. I mean, I really don't think the music.
I would have to play it.
I was gonna say, I don't think there's any necessary music that's. I mean, aside from like the Wonder song, which is just like the same thing, like over and over and over again. It repeats like every 10 seconds. It's like the same thing, just going over and over and over and over.
It's like the Yoshi's Island thing almost.
I mean, it might be in there, but I just played so little of that game that I don't recognize it, perhaps.
And I don't think they have any like music that stands out. I mean, most of it's remixes of older stuff, and the newer stuff I didn't really like. So, I mean, I don't know. But I mean, it's, I don't remember it running. It runs great on Switch too. I guess it seems really smooth and really bright or whatever, I would hope that they do it. I don't know, do another one and try to do more with it, I guess. I don't know.
Well, for my contribution to Mario Kart World this week, I got my first #1 in online knockout tour. That was
there you go.
Very
big
nice.
thing that I did. So that was fun.
I haven't played online knockout tour at all.
It's cool.
Yeah, no,
It's really cool. It's going to end up being the mode that I keep playing when the rest of it's all done.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it's great. I just haven't. I haven't played against randoms. I've only played against people I know.
It's really fun. And then I beat 150cc 3 stars asterisk because I didn't realize the whole time that the smart steering was on.
You cheated.
Well, here's the thing. I turned off smart steering, and I thought that was it.
The bumpers is I think or was it Caroline and Robert called it the bumpers?
The bumpers, yeah. I turned it off.
It's like bumper
and
bowling.
I thought, cool, it's off now. Come to find out, well, I posted something to the Slack, and then Trey, you made a comment. It said, "Oh, you're using the smart steering." I said, "That made me look twice." And wait a minute, what? I looked in the settings, and yeah, the smart steering was on. Well, first of all, you pointed that out because there was an antenna on the car. I guess that's a signal that you're using the smart steering.
Yeah,
you saw that in my video,
which is good because you can. Yeah, I saw it in both the videos when you're using the cloud car or whatever.
Oh, okay.
I saw that.
Well, I didn't. I assumed that I turned it off once in whatever mode I was on, that it was turned off for everything, and that's just not the case. So I guess I turned it off when I was playing Knockout Tour or something. Then I went to the Grand Prix mode, and it was back on again by default. I think that's really stupid. Like, if you turn it off once in whatever mode, it should be off. Like, that's I'm using the same profile. Why is it not just off in all modes? I'd have to turn it off in every mode.
What I've noticed, and I don't know how to get around it because it's really annoying. Like, it's always off for first player, but 2nd through 4 players is always on. Like, it all automatically, because it expects you to be playing with young children or something that need it. So you have to turn it off every time, and if you're not paying attention, it'll just be on. And there's no options for this game, really.
Right.
Like, I couldn't find any settings or options, so there's no way to just turn it off. And we always just have to just turn it off, and then you just have to look and make sure the stupid antenna isn't there.
What it should do is you start the game for the first time, and you're playing a quick tutorial, and it says, "Here's this mode. It can help you to stay on the road. Whatever. Do you want this turned on or off?" There actually isn't a tutorial in this game, and I think that's a little bit of a mistake, especially considering the tricks and all that stuff, which aren't that simple to learn. Like they take some practice. So they could do a quick tutorial. Yes, some people hate tutorials. It's like a curse word or something.
You can make it optional.
But make it a quick thing, something on the start menu. Here's an option to do the tutorial, jump in. Here's everything you need to know. Smart steering. Do you want this on or off forever? In all your different modes. Yes, no. Here's how to wall ride. Here's how to grind and all that. And then boom, you're off and running. I don't know. That's a little idea that they can throw in there. Not too late. So that's my Mario Kart. I actually played a lot of it today. I think I played more Mario Kart today than I have so far. Just I went through and I was like I wanted to beat the Grand Prix, and I was 1 cup away from totally 100%ing, 150cc, all 3 gold stars, whatever. And that's when Trey came back with that post. "Oh, you're using the baby mode?" Like,
I didn't
damn it! I spent the whole. Yeah.
I didn't say baby mode. I just
yeah.
asked if you used auto steering.
Yeah.
I just noticed it was on.
Like, I just spent like 4 hours doing this, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
So
shot you down.
Shot me down. So then I started over again and spent another 3 hours on it. I got about halfway through.
Aside from it keeps you on the track, I mean, I don't think it, it's still, I'm sure there's still, talent to be had to get through it.
In some ways, I think it makes it more difficult.
Sometimes it does make it a lot harder if you're not because I played with it on by accident, and I do terrible because I don't have the control that I want, and you can't. I think it would keep you from doing. Well, I don't really do that, but for riding walls and stuff like that, it makes it harder because it tries to keep you on the course.
There's parts where you cannot do, if you have it turned on, you cannot do the shortcuts. Like if you try to cut through the grass because there's a ramp in the grass or something, you cannot just drive through as you normally would. You actually have to have the mushroom to boost through the grass. Otherwise, it just knocks you back onto the course. And so that was happening here and there. And I was like, why is it doing this? It didn't dawn on me because it was the little brother mode or whatever. That didn't dawn on me because I had turned it off. I did not think that I had to turn it off for every mode that I was playing, which is just stupid.
And I think if you just pause it, you can turn it off too. I know you can do it on Mario Kart 8. If you pause it at any time, you could just turn it off. Even if you're mid-race or whatever. So, yeah, they should let you just keep it off.
Turn it off once at the very start of the game for all modes, please. Yeah. Yep. Otherwise, what's the point of playing with a profile? I don't know.
Yeah,
keep all your settings consistent.
It's weird.
Yeah, I'm about halfway, and now I'm stuck on the banana cut mode, trying to do it legit. And for whatever, how in Mario Kart, go back as far as I think the 64, you could tell when you start a certain cup that the game has decided this one character is going to be your number one rival, the one that's always at the end of the pack.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it was almost the same for every that stupid fucking level with the one with the whatever it's called, the Wario shipwreck or whatever. I hate that one. I think that's the hardest one to me out of all of them.
Oh.
And fucking King Boo is always my nemesis for that one. He'll get first on every race, no matter what. We played it multiple times, and he always gets first. It's a little fucking cheater because there's a ghost level in there. But I mean, yeah, it was always. Yeah, I hated that one because I don't like DK Pass. The turns are too sharp and they get really annoying and S-turny or whatever. And there's just so much water. I said it last week. There's too much water. Just give it a 6 out of 10. Too much water. But yeah,
I've been trying to.
I kind of hate the water levels.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really share the same feelings about the water levels, but it just happens to be a water level, or mostly water levels in the Banana Cup. I find this interesting that the number one character is Birdo for this Banana Cup, at least in my experience. And even if you quit and then restart it, it's still Birdo every time. Birdo always finds their way to the head of the pack. I didn't notice that before. That's a difference, I think, between Mario Kart. This one, I don't know, maybe it'll be different now that I've turned the game off and I try it on again. Maybe it won't be Birdo this time, but I kept replaying over and over again, probably about 2 hours, maybe a little more, and Birdo kept kicking my ass. It happened 4 or 5 times that I got to the very last race, and I got number one, and then the last one, Birdo snuck ahead with to get number one and steal it from me. So I don't know. That was my day today.
What a jerk.
I've had worse days, but still, it sucked.
It's Star Cup. Star Cup is the one that I hate more than anything because I don't really like the S-turns and DK Pass. I fucking hate that ice cream level. I didn't like it on Mario Kart 8, and I really don't like it that it's on Mario Kart World. And just, I don't know, Wario Shipyard, I like that level on Mario Kart 7. I don't know what happened. Maybe I just suck at it because of all the water, but it just doesn't, I don't know. And yeah, because the nature of the game where you have to drive from one thing to another, I think you have to do the stupid ice cream level twice. So it's whatever. I always thought it was kind of lame. It was one of the early DLC ones, that felt really taped together or whatever. It didn't seem that exciting to begin with. And you had to bring it back for Mario Kart World. Come on, get out of here with that shit.
I actually don't know that I have a least favorite level. I mean, there's no level that's really bothered me that much. There's certainly standout levels, but I can't think of one that I'm oh, I hate that level or whatever. I think they're all pretty consistent. They might have little quirks here and there, but they're all pretty consistent overall, in my opinion.
I mean, there's a good amount of them that kind of bore me.
Well, I went to Costco this week, and I saw the first sign of Switch 2 at Costco, a bunch of Pro Controllers. So if you're looking for a Pro Controller, they have a bunch of them, and they're still $10 off for $75, not $85.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how much? What's the price? What did the price difference end up being for
$10
for Costco?
Yeah, seems to be what they're going for. I think Donkey Kong was $62 there at Costco.
Oh, pre-orders for
Pre-order.
Bonanza.
Well, they have it on the website. They don't have it at the stores yet. I've been checking because I want to go.
It was like, what would you do? Like, what would you do? Like, I mean, could you buy? Well, I guess it wouldn't be a card. I mean, can you do pre-orders there? Well, I guess you can do pre-orders for the system, but for games.
Well, I was looking for the game or the big, Costco. They have the big giant cards that you can buy or whatever, almost like a Toys R Us when you had the ticket system. Yep, that was not there yet, so I don't think you're going to be able to pre-order it at Costco. But on the website, it says it's going to be available on the day. So, yep. That's all my gaming stuff for this week, but I did watch 2 shows that were really interesting, worth mentioning, I think. Both of them are on Max. I got Max because I wanted to watch season 2 of The Rehearsal. You guys watch this show at all?
No. I don't know.
This show,
I don't know what it is.
Have you watched Nathan For You?
No.
Okay. No. So 2 shows for you to watch.
I mean, I think I know who he is. Isn't he the one that was in that? There was this one show that he was with Emma Stone.
Yeah, he's on that show.
That was supposed to be. I hated it. Like, Justin, I couldn't finish the first episode. Like, I thought it was awful. So
I haven't watched that.
I think it's like the cringe humor or whatever. It just doesn't do it for me. So we didn't even finish it. We turned it off with about 20 minutes left in the episode. I just thought it was fucking stupid, and it was a cool idea. Yeah. But I didn't.
I'd say even if you didn't like that, because I know that was a scripted show, right? So both these shows are non-scripted. Nathan For You, was like that's from like 10 years ago. It was on Comedy Central.
I've heard of it.
Really, really funny show. Really inventive. I can go on and on about that show, but to talk about The Rehearsal, which went into season 2 just a couple weeks ago. The premise of The Rehearsal is it's a reality show, but he's setting up elaborate role-playing scenarios for people to help them in their day-to-day lives. So, like in season 1, there's the first episode lays out the premise by introducing this guy who's his dilemma is that he has started his friendship with his friend group based on a lie, where he says that he has an advanced degree, like he went to Harvard or something, and his friend group is a bunch of trivia buffs. That's what they do. They go to the bar and they do trivia, and that's how he has been known to them for the last 15 years. But it's eating away at him, and he wants to confess to his friends, but he's afraid that they're gonna ice him out, and but you were lying to us and all that. So it's like a really like personal issue for him. That's a big deal. He wants to come clean to his friends, and so they actually they build a fake bar that looks just like the real bar. They bring in a bunch of actors to play extras and stuff like that, who look like the real people who tend to come there. And then his one friend that he is trying to confess to, they actually have an actress in secret follow this real person to try and like learn her mannerisms and her behavior, so that she can then play a part in the role playing scenario where he's confessing to this friend to try and give a realistic reaction, that how she might react to this confession. And so that's the first episode. That's kind of like a taste of what the show is about. And then the show goes on to help this woman who she's trying to decide if she wants to be a mother. The rest of the season is setting up her like fake life in a fake house with fake children, where she's raising them from like age, a baby to age 3, 5, and then on up to age 18. And that's the first season. So that sounds interesting, it sounds interesting to me. I think that show was that was brilliant in and of itself, but it was like a little bit more like a personal scope. The second season kind of takes it up a notch, where he's trying to solve airline crashes. The premise is that he's discovered that in the real world that a common cause of airline crashes is miscommunication between the pilot and the co-pilot. And so he says,
and also firing the air traffic team.
That's
more recent though.
Yeah,
it's getting rid of all of the air traffic team. It's a bad.
That's idea. A big problem too. Yeah, and just firing people with reckless abandon, etc. Well, he tries to use his experience in crafting these role-playing scenarios to set up scenarios for pilots where they can learn to have like a good working relationship with one another. And I think it kicks it up like the premise from the first season to the second, because he's talking about a real, actual, widespread, real world problem. And I personally love it when a show, especially a documentary, like tackles what might seem to be a like kind of rote and boring subject in a really like interesting and entertaining way. And he just takes it in these wild scenarios. I would just encourage anybody who is intrigued by this to watch a trailer for this show and see where it goes from there. Like, give it a chance. I don't know. It's a really out there show. I was talking about this with Rich, Rich also likes Nathan For You and likes the show as well. We both agree. It's like I can't compare this show to anything else on TV. It's a little bit like something Michael Moore might do, like The Awful Truth or something like that. A little bit of a 60 minutes expose, but he's in his own category. He's a little bit David Blaine too, like a little bit of a magician, just like inserting himself into an extreme scenario and going to lengths that nobody else would go. Yeah, so that gets my full recommendation.
Since you have Max now, you can watch this. You can watch AEW. I do
have that. Yeah.
There's a shit ton of pay-per-views on there now. They almost have all of the pay-per-views from 2024 on there now. If you want to watch some really good wrestling, I recommend that. Just go to AEW special events, and they've added a bunch of stuff. Like I think all their pay-per-views are there up to like the middle of 2024. You can watch them all there on Max. So, and also you could watch Minecraft if you want. It's on there now.
Yes.
I didn't even know.
You have to pay though, don't you?
Well, you have to pay for HBO Max.
I thought you had to pay to like rent it or whatever.
Oh no.
Oh no, it's
available.
debuted on Max like last week.
Oh shit!
I texted it to you actually after I sent you the picture of the ticket that I got for Braid and Caster or whatever. But
watch your Minecraft movie, then you can watch the rehearsal. And then watch wrestling.
But yeah,
I watched that movie this weekend.
I didn't know about the Minecraft movie. Like I just turned on Max just to watch wrestling like I normally do. And like right at the front page, it was like Minecraft, and I'm like, oh, there it is. I mean, I'm not going to watch it, but then I watched wrestling, and since AEW's on Max now, there was a bunch of commercials about being like Minecraft coming to Max on the 20th. So it was like a whole thing. They were really pushing it. So yeah, so
I guess like $1 billion movie
for people who cared. I mean, they made money. They made
Chris
money
Jericho's
off it or whatever.
Character in Minecraft.
Is he in the
No.
movie? I mean, I don't know. He was in the Jay and Silent Bob reboot. He was in one of the Terrifier movies. So I don't know. He's done plenty of acting.
He's everywhere.
Oh, he was in that one Shudder movie that we watched that was pretty cool. That was about like a haunted. It was like about a haunted like wrestling ring or whatever. Actually, kind of like that one. It's called like Bad Match, but yeah, Jericho was in that.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, I thought it was cool actually. It's like they go to this like this independent wrestling federation or whatever, and people are getting killed there. Like it was fun. Like I watched it with Jess, and they enjoyed it. So it was stupid,
kind of campy,
but it was fun. Yeah, it was campy and silly, but
Would have to be.
But I thought it was pretty fun. But yeah, Chris Jericho was like the main villain in it or whatever. So
the last thing I watched this week was the Pee Wee Herman documentary called Pee Wee as Himself. It's also on Max.
I watched
want to
it.
check that out.
I've seen it. I watched it.
We both watched it.
I watched it when it came out. I'm actually friends with, well, sort of. I did like one job with him, but I know the audio mixer who did it.
Oh, okay.
I know John Matthey. We did like one pilot together. Like, so I don't really know him that much, but we worked a couple days on a reality pilot thing. But that was actually well, I mean, aside from really liking Pee Wee Herman, that was the reason that I watched it, is that he had posted on Facebook that he worked on that. So he's like, go check out my documentary that I did with my friend, whatever, the director. And I commented on it, and he commented back to me and all that. And I said, hey, it was great. And he's like, thanks for watching it. So yeah, we watched it in like a couple days, like right after it came out. Jess and I did. So I thought it was really good. I watched it like a month ago or whenever it first started.
It's a two-parter. It's 2-hour episodes, so it's 4 hours total. So I watched it, during lunch and all that, and bits and pieces here and there. I thought it was really, really good and painted a really fair portrait of him, and sympathetic portrait. And I don't know. He's in another one in a lane of his own. Really did a lot for kids of our generation to like make them feel like being weird is cool. Being weird is not just okay. It's actually a benefit. It's a good thing to be weird and just be silly and have fun. I thought that was a really good overall message. And I thought, Jeremy, did you say you saw it too, or
I have not seen it yet.
Oh, yeah, highly recommend
seen, like,
it.
clips and stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of footage in there, a lot of unseen footage, and I don't know how this had missed me because I've seen the movie a billion times. I learned from that documentary that Phil Hartman was a writer on Pee-wee's Big Adventure. I never put that together, and I've seen that movie a billion times.
I knew he was in the stage play, and I knew he was Captain Carl on the show. I didn't know he wrote the movie. I learned that too. Yeah.
The HBO comedy special that they show in there, I have that on VHS.
Yeah, I've seen it back in the day.
I have the VHS tape of it, which is pretty.
I
cool.
I watched it back when it was on Comedy Central in the '90s sometime.
Yeah, but the HBO one, which I think was in the first part or whatever. But I have that tape. But yeah, I've always been, and I still have all my Pee Wee Herman toys. They're all around my.
I never had that doll that everybody had. I always wanted one of those.
Yeah, I don't have the doll. I have just the action figures, but they're still pretty cool. I always wanted the Playhouse, but I never got the Playhouse.
I don't know if I ever had any Pee Wee toys. The doll creeped me out even when I was a kid. So
the doll's weird. The bigger doll is pretty weird, but I just got the action figure, and and the little minis that come with it are pretty awesome, like the little band. And what was it? Did you ever watch the documentary about the people who did the puppets for
no.
Pee Wee's Playhouse? Either of you?
No.
Because that movie was fucking amazing. Like those guys were like so like nuts into it that they did the stuff for Pee Wee's Playhouse, but they also did a completely separate show for fun on their breaks, like when they weren't doing Pee Wee's Playhouse. And it was just about these guys that just made these insane looking puppets and whatnot. It's called like Beauty is Disgusting or something like that. I'll look it up. But it was an Oscar nominated movie. But it was
really?
Yeah, I fucking loved it.
How long ago was that?
I don't know, like 10 years ago probably. It's been a while since it came out. I'll have to figure out the name of it again.
Yeah, they touched a lot on the look of the show and the designer. I think his name was Gary Panter. How he was a punk rock artist that Paul Rubens had seen posters and stuff downtown LA for punk rock shows, and always noticed like, ooh, who's that artist doing these posters that I like, and just kind of requested him to do the stage show, and then demanded that he also do the TV show. CBS had offered up all these other production designers who had worked in television before, and he kept shooting them down until that guy Gary Panter, ended up being the one that he had to give the job to. That was just the guy, I thought that was cool that to give him his due, because he certainly played a big part in the look of the show, the feel of the show, designing all the puppets. And one thing that stands out is that Paul Rubens said he really liked the design of the puppets specifically because they were not Muppets. They did not look at all like Muppets. In the 80s when the Muppets were the thing, these looked like their own thing. I thought that was so cool.
Yeah, they definitely didn't. The movie is called Beauty is Embarrassing, and it came out in 2012. And it's about the artist Wayne. It's about the artist Wayne White, but he did a whole bunch of he like made all the puppets and stuff for Pee Wee's Playhouse. But I thought it was incredible because like the people are so addicted to it that they did their own other Pee Wee's Playhouse like behind the scenes and didn't show it to anybody. They just did it for fucking fun. They just made their own show and recorded it and just because. And it had their own separate puppets that weren't even on the show. Like they were so into making shit. I just thought that was really cool. It's not on HBO Max, unfortunately. I think you have to rent it, but it's worth watching. Yeah, I remember it was a Oscar nominated documentary, but yeah, no, I liked it a lot.
It's too bad they never made a Pee Wee video game.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
There's not a Pee Wee game?
I don't think so.
You would think there'd be like a bad PC one or something.
Yeah.
Not that I know of. But no, I was a big fan of that show. That was always like when he got on the scooter and like left the playhouse, and that was like the start of my day on a Saturday. It's like, oh, I can get up now. That was that was always like invigorating.
I kind of wonder what may have come if he hadn't been, canceled in the early '90s. Like what might have,
Yeah.
we might have seen video games and stuff like that.
Like even when that happened, I was still on his side. Like whatever, he's at a porno theater. That's what people do there.
Right. Nobody was offended by that.
Like it's not like he was, he didn't go like the fucking what's his name, the guy, the guy who tried to out him, the dude from Beetlejuice or whatever that actually had like, child pornography.
Oh,
whatever.
Jeffrey, what's his face?
Yeah, it was, he was just jerking off at a movie, like whatever, leave him alone. Like even when it happened, I was like, yeah, whatever, he's down on his luck, he was at a porno thing, I don't dislike him, and I still think he was great in the Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie and Mystery Men, which I still will stand by that movie. I think that movie's hilarious.
Good movie.
Yeah, I loved him in that. So I loved Ed. I loved him in everything, even Batman Returns.
I forgot he was in that.
Yep.
He was great on 30 Rock too. That's a very memorable role of his. He played this like feeble prince who was like a child of incest.
What was that one? Wasn't he in Blow too? With like,
yeah, he was.
Yeah,
he had a standout role in that.
He did a lot of stuff. So good for him. Anyway, yeah, back to video games. We got too sidetracked in Max, but yeah, now that you have Max, try watching some AEW stuff on there. I recommend watching the special events. Like when they first went on Max, I went back and watched a lot of the 2019 stuff, and it was cool to see how it came together. But they put down, I mean, they're, you can say whatever you want about AEW, but their pay-per-views are always like, they always hit them out of the park. So they're always worth watching if you like watching good wrestling and whatnot. You can watch like Sting's retirement match. I think that's on there, but like a lot of cool stuff like that. You can watch CM Punk's last match before he got fired. that's on there too now. But that guy sucks. Anyway, yeah. Back to video games. So I got more other Switch stuff. I actually bought my own all-in case of myself, but not the Nintendo one. I got a different one. It just came today. This is my Switch 2 all-in case that I got right here. And I bought it because it looks like a Pelican case, and it's actually half the price of the Nintendo all-in one. And
it looks like
it carries more
games.
Yeah, I liked it because it looks like a Pelican case. These are like what I carry my audio equipment in. I've seen most of the time you'd see like they put drones and stuff in there for like some of the shows I work on. They have these little cases, but it's just.
I wouldn't be surprised if you open it up and it was like fishing tackle in there.
But it's got all the stuff. It's got 12. It's got 12 spots for games, and the dock, and I can fit my controllers in here also in the plug and the Switch 2, and all that. And I got it for $50. It just came in today.
It's kind of cool,
and it's also watertight. It's got a little dial on here to make it so if you drop it in the water, it won't leak. The Pelican cases have that too. Have this little dial in the front. If you tighten it, it makes it airtight, so nothing can get in it.
Wow, that's fancy.
But yeah, I like that one because I needed a new one for whenever when I go out of town again. And this one fits both of my controllers, which that's a news item for me also. I got the 8BitDo controllers working last night. They work.
Oh shit, you're going to have to tell me how you did it.
I did exactly what you were supposed to do. I put it on the Slack, but I just re-downloaded the updater again, and I plugged my controllers into my computer, and they worked.
So they fixed the updater, basically, is what happened.
Yeah, well, the updater was broken when we tried it. Like, it didn't, it just went in loops, and it didn't do anything. But now you can tell it actually works. Like, it plugs in. It'll tell you what version your controller is. And actually, I used it for both of them. I used it for my black one, which is newer, and for my gray one, which is older. And the gray one, it actually showed me all the different patches that have happened before the actual new one. And I could make it whatever patch that I wanted to instead of just doing it. So, I mean, that's really cool. But yeah, I just clicked on the newest patch. I clicked a button. There was a little bar that filled up in like less than a minute. And then, boom, I plugged it in my Switch 2. Now they work. They work just as well as they did on Switch 1. So now I have my controllers back. Finally got my 8BitDos back. So see you later, Pro 2.0.
Hopefully I get them working.
Don't need you anymore. Yeah, no, I just went to the website and just re-downloaded the app and had it like replace whatever I had on my computer before. And I'll do
the same.
USB-C. Yeah, just USB-C into regular USB in the computer, and Boom. Bada boom.
So now is your Pro 2 going to be the guest controller?
Now it's my secondary controller, I guess. I mean, I do like it, and I do like the ability to plug stuff into it, I guess, if I need to for my headset that I just got. But yeah, no, I kind of tossed it to the side once I got the once I got the 8-bit DOS back up again. I was like, just do that Toy Story meme. I don't need you anymore. Just drop you in the trash. No, I mean, I don't know. It'll be like my downstairs controller, or it'll be, or I'll put it in the bag, or I don't know. I'll still use it for some things, but I was very happy that my 8-bit DOS are back. And it does make a difference when you're playing something like Super Mario Wonder, like something that's 2D. Like, I really like the D-pad being bigger and higher, so. And also, I always said, it's a Super Nintendo controller with analog sticks, which Super Nintendo controller is my favorite controller ever, so there you go. But I actually did, I wanted to do, I thought about, like, saying it'd be like a recurring thing, but I think it's just going to happen naturally anyway, where like every week on the show we talk about a Switch 1 game that we played on Switch 2. And I did that. I actually re-downloaded a bunch of Switch 1 games just to try them out, because a lot of them, we were talking about it last week, I actually found a list of like stuff that has uncapped frame rate, where the frame rate can get really high, like on Switch 2. And I downloaded a few things, stuff I have not got to play around with it as much. Like I got like Dragon Quest Builders 2 again, which I did fuck around with when I was talking to Jeremy online. And it does run at a solid 60 FPS now. Like, it looks hella smooth, so that's cool. It never did that before, but it does now with Switch 2. So that's one I had heard didn't have an uncapped frame rate, and some other stuff. And I'd always been meaning to go back and try Ys 9 again, just because I never beat it. And I was like, well, let's see what Ys 9 is like. And I definitely noticed, I don't think it's at 60, but I think it's a solid 30. Like, yeah. I didn't really run into any sort of slowdown or anything, and I beat the game. I made it all the way through the end. It's funny because I like turned it on. I was like, I'll just test it out. And I was like in a dungeon, and I basically walked like maybe 2 feet with my characters, and then there was a cutscene, and it's like final chapter, and I was like, oh shit, I'm at the end of the game. So I just kept playing it after that to get through it. And most of the time, what happens to me when I know I'm like about to beat a game, I'll go back and do all the other shit. So I went and I got all the gifts for everybody, and I maximized the affinity for all the characters, and I even like went back and S ranked like all the grimoire modes or whatever, because you get a bonus boss. So I played the level 95 secret boss, and I beat him pretty easy actually. I beat him in 19 minutes. You can watch it on YouTube. I put it up on there.
Wow.
But but I was like a level 80 something. Like I was pretty high up there. But I was I just kind of just kept playing it and just blew through it and get all the shit, and I pretty much 100%ed it for the most part. There's like one mission that I failed. I don't remember how or why I did it, but I was just looking through the journal, and it said that there was one like side quest that I didn't make it through. So I guess I got 99.9% or whatever. But I did all the other things you could do. I got to the end. There's kind of like a crazy Kefka-esque type boss. Kind of reminds me of it because there's like a tower that you have to kind of fight up to the top. And there's a really annoying part where there's like all these like little beams that you have to like destroy before you can attack the middle of it. And then you got to do it again. You can destroy all the things. I don't know. But I made it through the game. I got to credits. I think I was at like 60 hours on Ys 9. So
you must have played a lot of it before.
Yeah. Well, I think I put a good like 10 maybe 11 hours on it now. Like I said, I was in the final chapter, but I still wanted to go through and get all the extra shit.
Stuff, yeah.
Like I guess I didn't go find all the treasures, but I don't really care about that. But I mean, you played that for a bit on PS5. Like whatever happened? What dropped you off of it? You said you got stuck or you got tired of it, or what happened?
Just started playing a bunch of other games, and also I just didn't really I wasn't really vibing with it. It didn't feel as fun as 8.
Oh, sure. It's not. It's definitely not as unique as 8. But
to me, it kind of reminded me of remember what was it? The second Prince of Persia game. It was all like, now I'm all edgy and metal. And
yeah,
it kind of feels like that compared to.
Oh, sure, yeah. I didn't think it was that. It wasn't super edgy.
It's not quite as cringy, but it is way more.
But it does have its weirdness to it.
Uh-huh.
But what was it? I was playing. I was just playing as different characters, because I played Adol through most of the game, so I was like, oh, let's just try out some of the other people. And I was playing as the doll character, And she has this move basically where you just like super kick party the hell out of everybody, and it's awesome. You know, like the super kick from wrestling where you kick somebody in the face. But she does like this sliding super kick, and there's like this there's these like yo-yos that rotate around her foot or whatever. And that was I super kicked my way to the end of that game. I just like did that move over and over and over again. And the fun thing about E is if you do the same move over and over again, you'll upgrade it and eventually max it, and it'll get higher stats and all that stuff. I always thought that was a really cool thing about that game. Is that like it's like instead of like most games where if you level up you get a higher version of your attack or whatever, this one whatever attack you use levels up and gets higher damage. So it's basically whatever you use the most, that's how it levels up, and I always liked that about it. 7 and 8 did that, and I think 10 you have to max out the skill you're doing to get like the next level. On top of that, like you have like certain levels and you can max it, but then you can get another version of it that's even stronger that you can max out. So there's extra shit like that in there. But yeah, it feels nice to beat a game that I've been, dicking around with for like 6 years or something like that. I don't know when it came out. It was on my best of list, but it took me forever to get through it, and I finally did. So there you go. And it was, and I don't know if I could have handled all that boss shit like with the frame rate not being as consistent as it is now. So, and I put the ending of the game on there too. So if you want to see what happens, you can just watch it on YouTube. You can watch me beat it on there. But just because I was like, hey, whatever. I wanted to record the super boss because I heard it was, I saw online they were saying it was hard, and I was like, well, let's see how hard it actually is. And it took a while. Like it took a long time to get through it, but I didn't think it was that difficult. And I did have a good amount of healing items and revives or whatever and that sort of thing. But yeah, E's 9. Now eventually I'll beat E's 10.
Yeah.
But it was cool it's nice to play it's nice to do your backlog on Switch 2, and now it runs better. So you can be like, oh hey. So you guys should try to play a game that you have on Switch 1 that you never got through, that you were like, try it out now and see the improved frame rate. That seems to be a lot of them right now. And we also got a code from Untold Games as a game that released this week called Rail Route. It's like a game where you manage different train routes and whatnot, sending a train from one to another. They take place in different countries. It's super minimal. It's just like a black screen with like lines and just descriptions. But you can build the different routes, and it gets more complicated as you go. And it's got full voiceover and a story mode and all that fun stuff. And I don't know. It's always nice when they send us codes, and I try to do it. There's a video of that also on YouTube. You can watch me playing the first hour of it.
I've always wanted to try a rail simulator.
Yeah, it's. I
actually have one in my wish list.
I would have loved to see a Switch 2 mouse control on this, because this is 100% all mouse controlled, but you're using your analog sticks to move the mouse. So I would love to see an update like that. I mean, they're a fairly independent company, so I don't know if they're getting around to that, but it would be cool if they did. I think it would make it more approachable and all that. And I don't know if it, like the Untold games, like you get discounts if you own any of them. So I think it's like $20 regularly, but it's like $10 for me because I own the other ones. So it's like a 40% discount if you own other like Untold games, and I have a bunch of them from them sending us codes and whatnot. But yeah, it was cool, and I didn't get around to it as soon as I hoped. But Raidou, I started playing Raidou, which is the game that came out last week that I talked about. It's basically Shin Megami Tensei meets Phoenix Wright, sort of.
Okay.
You're a detective. It takes place in old Japan, but not feudal Japan, not that far back, but it's not like today's world. But you're basically a high school age detective, because of course it's an SMT game and they all have to be high schoolers, but
yeah.
So you're a high school age detective, and you're basically, it's kind of a combination of Phoenix Wright type stuff where there's a case, and you go around and you find evidence and whatnot to try to figure out what everything is. But there's also a whole demon world that you go to, where you participate in, action combat RPG stuff, which is really fun. It kind of reminds me sort of Ys again, where except you can't do like the witch time dodges or whatever, but you can do dodges now, which I guess weren't in the original game.
Do you recruit like SMT style, or
you can still recruit a team of ghosts or of demons the same way you would. Actually, I think it's a little bit different than it would in the regular SMT games. This one you just like you hold the ZR, and there's different magic moves you can do, and if you press ZR and A, you do like kind of where you have like this wand, and you suck them into a tube and you keep them on you, and you can throw them out, and you have two of them that can follow you around at any time. And they'll basically attack with you. So what I do is I'll have one that has like the elemental spell that I need, that like whatever the thing I'm fighting is weak against, and I have another one that can cure. That'll just cure me. And then you do that, and you use use light attacks to get your magic meter back, and you use heavy attacks, to get rid of your magic meter and whatnot. And you can also there's like some first person shooting in there too, which I guess was not in the original game either. Well, you can just kind of line them up. And then you can just like fire off like 30 rounds into them at one point. It doesn't do that much damage, but some people are more weak to that. It's just if you played Persona or SMT, all of the different bad guys are all weak or strong to different things, and it kind of works the same way, except you just use your different characters to fight against them. And I think this is the closest that a Shin Megami Tensei game actually feels. It still kind of feels like a Persona game. Because it's got all the style, it's got the really cool like soundtrack and all that, and the art looks amazing, and it runs at 60 FPS too. Like it looks gorgeous on Switch too. Like I think it looks really pretty, and it's very smooth, and I like it so far. I've only played it for about like 2.5 hours so far, but I've been enjoying it. And I heard it's not that long, which is great because a lot of these Atlas SMT games can be like 100+ hours. So I'm happy to play a game that's not that long because I'll never get through it. But I heard this one's around like 30, so maybe I was going to try to beat it, but I got distracted by Ys 9. But I still got through something, so there you go. But yeah, it's cool. It's fun. It's fun to play, and so far it feels doable. But these SMT games can really crank the difficulty out of nowhere, so I'm kind of afraid of that too, because the other one, SMT 5 was definitely the Dark Souls of turn-based RPGs. That's for sure. Because it's hard as fuck. Like you really gotta know what you're doing. You can't just don't stumble through that shit. So there you go. That's what I've been doing for the week. That about takes us to our break time. You want to take a break and then we'll come back?
Yeah, let's break it.
Whatever else. Break it. Don't be breaking things.
I feel like breaking something.
I'm about to break. Isn't that a song? Anyway, yeah. Anyway, let's go to break and then we'll come back and talk about other stuff.
Sounds good. Hey, you.
It's me, Mario.
Yeah, you. Subscribe to our Patreon to hear our bonus shows, which happen every month.
I'm tired.
Tired of all the big corporate podcasts spoon-feeding you the same old video game news on every single show?
Spaghetti. Ravioli.
Then expand!
With NintenDomain Expansion Pack.
It's us talking about old games that were important to us. It's us interviewing people that we meet at conventions. And heck, it's live shows from those same conventions. It's basically everything you could want that NintenDomain ever made.
Here we go!
And it's just $1 a month.
That's less than a bad indie on the eShop.
It's $12 a year, which is less than Nintendo Switch Online.
Thank you so much for subscribing to our Patreon and supporting NintenDomain.
Just go to patreon.com/NintenDomain podcast and, hey, Mario, let go.
Whoa!
He's throwing us back to the show.
So long, Bowser.
Patreon.com/NintenDomain podcast.
Game over.
Anyway, all right, we're back from the break. What else have you been doing, Jeremy?
Sure. Fantasy Life. That was the game I played the most this week. In fact, I thought that I would beat it soon, and I was right. I think I beat it that night, or maybe the next night. I beat the boss, but the way I did that was I just went and they're called treasure groves, but they're like Chalice Dungeons and Blood Rain. They're these dungeons that are within your settlement that you can go into and conquer at your own rate, and it's really forgiving. Like, it gives you a time limit, but the time limit doesn't really matter. You can leave and come back, whatever, and the time limit will reset. So it kind of like encourages you just to go to every room in the trial, and some of the trials have like, or some of the groves have like 20 something rooms in them where you have to do different goals. So they can really eat up time. In fact, I'm up to 85 hours. And I saw credits, and then I just kept playing afterwards because they definitely add some post-game stuff that's pretty cool. And then obviously I'm excited about what's going to happen with the new the update where they're doing like a roguelike mode, like another roguelike mode.
Is that on there yet or no? It's not there
No.
yet. Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's like another roguelike mode. But I found the Fantasy Life subreddit. I might have mentioned that last week, but that's a cool place to go to and kind of see more like excitement about the game and people posing questions and stuff of things I've wondered, and I recommend that if anybody's playing this game. And it's a Fantasy Life subreddit that like I think started during the 3DS ones, so it covers both games, but mostly people are just talking about the new one now. But yeah, I don't know, I did a lot. I leveled up like most of my villages are up in their like the levels like in their 50s now, and that's because you take a level 1 into because the way those treasure groves work is that every time you finish one, you go back. Each floor is going back 10 years in the past, and so each floor or each dungeon has 10 floors, but there's multiple rooms on each floor. And you can choose to complete all of them, or you can just go from one floor to the next. But, and then you have like a boss at the end, which will be based upon one of the jobs. And once you do that, when you start your next one, you can start at that level. So like I got to 100 years by beating the first one. Then I started a new treasure grove, and it started at 100. So then I went to 200, and I'm up to like 700 something now. And I think 1,000 is the max. It's starting to get really hard. Same with like, there's all these different things that are like that. There's a cave of trials there that you can go to. There's the depths, which are like their own kind of, I don't think they're roguelike, but they're like, just like, there's just a ton of shit if you just keep going down, 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 down. And it gets harder and harder, and you get like certain powers to unlock doors and stuff. And then there's a Coliseum as well. So there's just like all these different things to do to keep leveling up your character and building up your stats and stuff. So I just keep doing that. I kind of have gotten to a point in the game where I'm sort of like, now what? I mean, there's still stuff to do, but short of just going task to task, Xenoblade Chronicles X style, which it does it like that, where like if someone wants you to get like a certain element for them or whatever, it'll show you where in the world to go get it. So you can do that like mission by mission. And that's really all I have left to do at this point, because I just need to like get to the final mode. I'm master mode in paladin, but there's like one more rank after that, and I have to complete every single quest for that character class to get I think it's a hero. It's called hero, the very final status. So I'm trying to get there, but I'm also just kind of like, I'm getting a little sick of this game. I played it 85 hours in the past couple of weeks, and I'm kind of just like,
Yes,
there's really just not a lot left to do at this point, because I've been doing so much of the side stuff this past couple of weeks and really kind of squeezing every bit of fun out of it. So other than like just trying to be a sicko and getting to the end of these like these dungeons or these cave trials or whatever, there's not a lot left to do. I need to collect something like, I think there's like 12 villagers I haven't found yet, and then I'll have everybody. And it's kind of cool because after you beat the boss, it's like the boss is beaten. So, but you keep playing. But yeah, it is kind of like one of those games where you exist in like a post-boss beaten world, and if you want to fight the last boss again, you can through like a challenge mode or whatever. But I haven't done that yet because he kind of sucked. He had like 4 stages.
Oh yeah.
But I've gotten a lot better with crafting and with the Chalice dungeons. Well, I'm gonna call them Chalice dungeons now, but whatever, the treasure groves. I've gotten to where I figured out, you have to bring a certain party in with you for certain floors, the ones that have the jobs that you need to help you mine or help you farm or whatever you got to do. So that's been kind of fun, like switching up my parties and their equipment and stuff. And it's a very deep game, but I think I don't know. I think I'm about done with it. I'll definitely play more once the new mode comes out, but I'd be surprised if I play this game much this week, which kind of puts me in a weird place where I'm like, I don't know what to play now.
You got Deltarune. Did you ever beat that?
I played more Deltarune this week, but I've gotten to a boss that's just kicking my ass.
I was gonna say you still got Deltarune.
Yeah, I've got Deltarune. I'm still on chapter 2. So I've still got 2 more chapters to beat after that. So yes, I probably will focus more on Deltarune, but I really am like
play Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild, and
I played some of that this week.
The updated Switch 2 version or whatever.
Yeah, I started a new file in Tears of the Kingdom and played that to just about to the. I think I'd beat 2 of the 3 shrines on the starting island. So I did that a little bit too, and I am astounded. Like the one thing I noticed that that stuck out to me more than anything was like when you go up to a cave and all the bats fly out. That's when you can really notice that frame rate change, like in a very stark way. Because you see every individual bat flying out instead of just like this weird, like I don't know. It never looked right.
And also when you go to the depths, like it would like stop, it was, and apparently that's clearer now, or that's cleaner like that.
Yeah, it just goes straight down.
The best is just on the very top. Like I have a save point at the very top of the center of the world. There's a little tiny island up the very tippy top. And first thing I did when I got this new one, go to the top and then dive straight down through the hole into the depths, and that's just like awesome. That showcases the difference right there.
It's a beautiful game. I mean, it already always was a beautiful game, but it looks so good it looks so good in this improved version on it. I like it, but it's something to play. I played some more Wind Waker this week. I got to what's the island you go to after Windfall Island? I got there and I'm about to buy my sail, so that's where I am.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was to say where the sail is.
Yeah. And I went in and I like free tingle and I found the camera and stuff like that. So I kind of hung out on the island and did some stuff, and then, I mean, I beat the Forsaken Fortress. That was fun. I like how you said it's
a nice looking game.
It's very much like a proto Breath of the Wild without having like any weapons, and you have to grab sticks and stuff. Yeah, it's a great looking game. Like it can be a little sparse when you're like in the open world, and it always felt that way, but I think at the time it felt like the aesthetic, and now, especially in not widescreen mode, it still feels kind of barren, but I don't hold it against the game. I think the game's still cool. And can't say it enough. Save states, so good. So I'm just going to like keep playing that and be very, very casual about getting through that. But, I'll never pass up a chance to play through this game again. It's one of my favorites.
I haven't played it since the original.
It's pretty. It's really?
I say I wish you, if you're gonna play it, just play the HD version on the
Wii U one. Yeah. Well, I mean that one is.
But you have to pay for that.
Is really good. Yeah, is like astounding. But I mean, there is some differences in the graphics that people like, because the characters do look a little different, like in the HD version. But I mean, there's just so much else you can do, like the speed sail,
and everything.
And just like first, there's like pretty much FPS mode. Like you can jump into any weapon and walk around, like do like strafing and turning and all that, which is really cool. But yeah, but I mean, it's playing it on GameCube doesn't. It's still an excellent game, you know. Like it still looks it still looks gorgeous, and yeah, it's a shame it isn't in like 16:9, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Like the soundtrack is badass.
I imagine
the art is incredible still, like to this day.
On a CRT would be the way to do it and like get the best look for this exact.
Well, you can put a CRT shit mode on there if you want.
You can't.
I never understood the scan lines.
You can do a lot of things.
Yeah, I never. It's like, oh, it's like smearing shit on it. Cool. It's like I don't need that.
Some games just have that as an aesthetic, like already, you know, anymore.
Yeah, I always try to turn it off. I just want to see the way the pixels looked original. Like I just love like seeing an old game that's just like clear as fuck. Like I don't need to be remembered that I played it on a shitty TV. Like I don't need that to, you know, to make me like it better. I just like Raidou. That's a fucking PS2 game, like just remade, and it just looks gorgeous. Like it has like, you know, lower poly, but it looks fucking beautiful. Like those are my favorite games to see. Like, you know, I've said that a billion times, but the GameCube PS2 era. Just make those like just HDify them and give them 60 FPS, and I'm there for it.
Other than that, though, this week I was finally like, let's see if that Pro controller works. The one that I picked up for Trey.
The one that I sent back to you.
Yeah, you paid me for it and stuff. But yeah, then you ended up sending it back to me. And
well, you needed a controller at the time, and I didn't use it, so that's. What
I literally had it in a bag. Like stored, I've like where all my extra stuff video game stuff is stored that I don't use, and I have it all like individually bagged and stuff, like and categorized. Believe it or not, that's my version of folders. But I was like, I'm gonna get it out of storage, and I found it right away, and I was kind of surprised. Like obviously, I had to charge it first; it was dead. But, it connected immediately to the Switch. Like it was not hard at all to get it to hook to the Switch too. So.
Nintendo controllers, like all of them, still work great. I mean, I never tried the old Joy-Cons, but like the 64 controller, like just started right up. Just plug it in.
I do empathize with people that are saying like it sucks you can't turn the system on with the Pro Controller 1. That sucks. It's true. You can't. So I'll like hit my GameCube controller to turn it on, and then switch the controller out. But I had left my Joy-Cons. I hadn't charged my Joy-Cons for quite a while, and they died. And I was like, but I want to keep playing. And then that's when I was like, I'm going to go grab that Pro controller. and it just worked. And it did not feel right playing with it. I got to be honest. Like the sticks don't feel good. But maybe that's just because it's an old controller that's got a lot of wear. But something about the way the sticks move felt a little looser to me and less like, I don't know. The sticks, even on the Joy-Con, just feel so nice. And I hear the Pro Controller 2 has really like smooth action on the sticks, which I haven't gotten to try yet.
But the sticks are like really, really smooth and really quiet too.
And you notice the difference between even the Joy-Cons and the first Pro Controller when like it just doesn't feel as nice, but it works. So I played some Mario Kart with it and stuff, and whatever, it works. I mean, I've got controllers aplenty for the Switch too, especially if I get my 8-bit to work. Like, I'm good to go. I don't need a Pro 2 controller, which I did actually say. I did actually make a bet, not a bet. I made a deal with Shauna because this week I bought something. I bought an instrument, and it was $100, and it was like basically around the cost of what a Pro controller would be after tax. Maybe even a little bit more. But I bought a new instrument, and I was like, okay, well, I bought this instrument, so I'm not going to buy that expensive controller for a while because I want this. I'm going to justify impulse buying this, which it's a baritone ukulele. I've wanted one for a long time, but I finally got one, and they're really cool because they're short. They're small for a string instrument, but they're big for a ukulele. But they're tuned just like a guitar, so like I didn't even really need to learn how to play it. I could already play it, which is really fun. So,
I mean, do they sound like a mix between ukulele and guitar?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Because the strings are like nylon, and I don't know, the body's different, it's smaller. Everything about it's different, the tone and stuff and the way you strum it. But the way it's tuned is like, if you think of like a guitar, I think it's EAGDBC or something like that. Or EADGBE is like if you went from the top down to the bottom, like if you're looking at a guitar while you're holding it. This is just the bottom 4 strings, so it's GDBE. And you just tune it like that, and it's tuned exactly like a guitar. You can even use like a guitar tuner to tune the strings. And I printed out a list of chords, and I can look up any song on guitar for the most part and play it like on the ukulele. It's really cool. I'm really excited about it because we go camping a lot, and I always wish I had my guitar, but we never have room for a big acoustic guitar when we're packing stuff up. So now I've got my little, Shauna's got her ukulele and I've got mine, and we can jam out in the forest.
Can become a ukulele duo. Now
we could
with your dueling
we could.
ukuleles.
Shauna's got a lot going on in the music thing. Maybe I can start my own thing. I don't know, but I definitely want to play with her, like just for fun.
Yeah, you could just do it at home. I mean, you don't have to put shows on.
She's got a whole band that she's working on right now. Where they've got like 6 or 7 songs they're about to record, I think.
Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, is that still what they're called?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember saying that when I was there for the Mannequin.
They've been practicing. Shows. They practice every week. Sometimes they practice twice a week. They're pretty serious about it. I've never been in a band that was that ambitious. Other than, I guess maybe when I lived with my band, but that was different because we could just practice in our basement.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like I don't talk about playing music a lot on the show, but that's one of my little hobbies that I like to do, and I chose to buy a baritone uke, which I should have brought up to show it off, but it just looks like another string instrument. It's nothing spectacular to look at, but it's a lot of fun to play. That's my Pro Controller 2 for now.
But now you have now you can use other controllers also. You could always use your Pro Controller 1, but
I've got more than enough controllers to enjoy my Switch 2.
But you can use your do your 8-bit dos right after this, and
yeah, I'm gonna try
get them to work. Like I was just happy. I was just so happy that it worked. I mean, I had been meaning to try it again. I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna try it right now, and boom, there it was. And now they're here again.
Did you get the G-Bro to work, or have you tried that yet?
I don't know where my G-Bro is. I've lost it. I know that I've used it here in this house. I just have no idea where it is. Like I was trying to find it for I don't know what reason. Oh, I think I was trying to find it so I could plug my NES, like my NES Classic controls into it to play the like whatever that one game was, the Nintendo World Championships or whatever. And I couldn't find it, and I don't know where it is. So I've searched all over this room, and I don't know any other room would be in. So I kind of lost the thing. I don't know what the fuck happened to it.
It's a small thing. And
I'm pretty good at keeping because I keep all my controllers like in specific places, so I really don't lose controllers that often, but I don't know what the hell happened to it. Yeah, I don't know. I never located it, but I'm sure it'll work. I don't know. I mean, maybe, I don't know. I guess it wasn't, I haven't taken the whole room apart to try to find it, but I just, couldn't find it, so.
That's pretty much my gaming journey for the week.
Cool. All right, well, let's talk about our topic of the show, which I've been wanting to do this for a while, just because, just kind of trying to put the puzzle pieces together about what we have left about Nintendo, and mostly, like I said at the very top of the show, figure out when I think Metroid Prime 4 is coming out, because it really drives me crazy that does not have a release date still. Even to the point of, did you see like the like fuck up in the UK subways where it said like Metroid Prime 4 out now? It's like what? It's like somebody else so mad about it that they even like printed why would you even print like ads for it when it doesn't even have a release date? Like I
didn't see that. It happened.
Yeah, there was like ads in the trains, I guess, that said like Metroid Prime 4 out now.
I think it was specifically just one ad, but it was in the London Underground, so it was highly visible.
Yeah,
lots of eyes were on it, and people were pretty confused about it. Like, wait, is it just available in this particular spot?
Well, I mean, that says something. That the printing advertising is all set and ready to go. So it's got to be sooner than later, right?
It just drives me crazy
Maybe.
because Metroid Prime 4 is like my most anticipated game of the year, and it's like just what the fuck are you waiting on? Like, why can we not have a release date? But if you break, I think it's coming out in September. That's what I think. That's my prediction, because if you look at what's happening on the Nintendo calendar here, and Nintendo's probably doing the same thing that they did with Switch 1, where they had they have one big release a month, and this is basically kind of, it seems like they got two releases a month. You got your big one, and then you got your update. You got your Switch 2 update. So our next big thing is July. We got Donkey Kong Bonanza on the 17th, and then we got the Mario Party Jamboree Switch 2 update on the 24th. So that's like July is covered for that. And now recently through Nintendo today, they announced Drag X Drive coming out on the 14th of August, and $19.99. You actually,
fair price.
John said you'd check it out if it was $20, and I said never going to happen, and I was wrong. And here it is for $20.
So check it out.
You know what? I might check it out too, because I think $20 is a great price for anything. So
Even the price is accessible.
So I mean,
Nice.
I still would. I mean, I guess it's twice the price as the whatever it's called, the Welcome Tour. You could play that game, Jeremy. I know you love it now that you're done with Fantasy Life. I mean, I feel like I have to try it for $20. I'm really interested to see the reviews on it, and I have to figure out a way to play mouse right, because I've tried playing it on my pants or whatever, and it doesn't work right. I need like a book, or I really don't like coffee tables, so we don't have any of them. So it's like I don't know where I would put it on.
Do you have any TV trays?
I got a couple TV trays, but they don't
TV
really.
Tray would probably work
they don't
well.
work well with my sitting areas though, because I like recliners,
okay.
and they're not big enough to go around recliners. So
see.
it's like,
I'm surprised they've not come out with an official solution. Just a
Could you put it off to
Nintendo
your
branded,
side?
lap thing, whatever.
I mean, I could try. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I could do it like on the, because like when I upstairs we got our like reclining, whatever you call it, the reclining love seat, so there's like one arm thing, but not the other.
Damn, that's sexy.
And most of the time there's cats sitting there if Jess isn't there, but it's like, I don't know. I haven't found an ideal way to use mouse mode, and also there hasn't really
Put a cat on your lap and make it a double as like a petting device.
I was gonna say, I don't think that's good. I don't think that would work, and also the cat would hate it.
Then you would fill up your controller with cat hair.
Yeah, but I don't think it would. I really don't think it
That
would
shit
work.
gets everywhere, even if it doesn't seem like it.
Well, I mean, once it would like ruffle up the fur, it'd be over. Like the cat would be.
Your
would
cats
be
aren't
gone,
going to deal with
would
that.
be gone after that, or Spooky's gonna like gonna bite my hand off or something.
My cat Keenan would allow it, but the other two would not.
Yeah, I don't think either of them would let me like go against the grain of petting like that. Like no, they don't like that. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm like I said, I'm willing to try it out for $20, and here it is at $20. So
Wait, you said you were willing to check it out for $20?
Dragon Drive, yeah, I'll try it out for $20.
John said that.
Well, John did, but now I'm saying it also now that it is actually $20. So
Did you hear about the Dragon Drive player whose left Joy-Con stopped working?
No,
I did not. What happened?
Is that a joke?
They're all right now.
Oh, nice.
They're just spinning. They're just spinning in circles to the left. To the left. I remember when we watched the direct, Jess was saying that it reminded them of Rocket League, because it just kind of looked like a Rocket League type thing. So I thought that John would be into it. And I think Rocket League was like $25 when it came out. And I tried that game
15.
too. Was it? When it? I thought it was
15.
more. Oh, okay. Well, it's free now, but I thought it was more. When
It
first
doesn't
released.
seem like it's going to be very fun to play.
Dragon Drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like...
It seems
don't
like
know.
like a mode of Wii Sports or Switch Sports or something, but just with like a robot veneer.
I don't remember where I was reading it. Maybe it was on a subreddit or something, but they were saying so far there wasn't any sort of indication there'd be traditional controls. You have to use the mouse mode.
It's kind of the point of it.
I know
No.
it is, but
It's kind of the
like-
point.
I don't know. To me, that it doesn't seem like that's going to be very much fun. Maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe like
It's the
a couple months from now, I'll be investing in like a 2 mouse pads that stick to the sides of a chair, and I'll be like, yes,
You need
Dragon Drive forever.
no. You need mouse. You need mouse pants. You got pants with
Mouse pants.
with mouse pads. You can.
You know how
stick to
many
it.
mice it would take to make a pair of pants?
Probably a lot. Don't kill them. It's like how you got to kill like 101 Dalmatians to make a suit out of them in The Simpsons. But yeah, Dragon Drive has a release date and a price now.
It's also in the
for August
cartoon. 101 Dalmatians.
Were they going to kill them all to make a suit out of them?
Well, they're making a coat.
Oh, okay.
But yes, it was similar.
You could be the Cruella DeVille of Nintendo games here with your mouse pants.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I gotta get that name in.
You got to get that hairdo going.
I gotta get that game day one and steal that name.
I do like the skunk do from like the prequels or whatever.
Coop Devellaville. I don't know. There's gotta be some sort of like car Cruella joke in there.
Probably. So
Coop de Cruella.
So also in August we have the Kirby and the Forgotten Land Switch 2 update on the 28th.
Oh, I forgot about that.
So August is covered. I'm interested in that Kirby. I'm actually more interested in the Kirby update than the Mario Party Jamboree update because I think the Mario Jamboree is just playing stuff with the camera, and I don't want to do that. It's like I don't want to pay $20 to play games that I don't think look fun at all. From what I've seen of it, I want.
Yeah.
Like we played Mario Party for like 70 hours. Like, just if I'm gonna pay $20, give me fucking new boards. Like like give me more like party stuff. Like I don't fucking care about these gimmicky camera games or whatever or mouse games. Like I'm not paying $20 for that.
This seems more like they're trying to get more people to buy the game, less like they're trying to bring back the players that already have it.
Like I like the game a lot, but I mean, if I'm going to pay $20 for it, I want it to be something that I'll actually play, and it's not those camera games. Like that's for sure. I think they all kind of look like shit, but I mean, whatever. But I mean, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, if it's a whole new campaign, that's $20 too. I might try it out because I did really like the game originally, and it would be nice to see that run in 60 FPS and see like the background stuff not be 10 FPS and all that fun stuff. So I'm into that. But September, we have no releases right now scheduled for Nintendo. That's why I think it's got to be the Metroid Prime 4 month, right? Because there's nothing.
Oh my god, is it going to be a Metroid Prime season when I go to Japan?
Oh, that'd be interesting because they don't.
It's
care
a Western
about,
developed game. Right?
Say they don't care about Metroid there. It'd be interested to see if they advertise it at all.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I mean, you'll probably be. I was thinking about what you.
Who is it? Retro? Who's doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not based out of Japan.
I mean, the Square Enix Cafe, you'll go there, right? So you'll see Dragon Quest 1 and 2 remake on there, which is what it should be.
Bravely Default.
I think
you could go to Japan on a Metroid Prime 4 mission. Excuse me, if you heard about Metroid, just like spread the word.
You might see it somewhere. I don't know. I mean, you're going to like the Nintendo Museum, right?
Aren't you glad you let me come here? I'm a missionary.
Oh no!
Thanks for opening your borders to me.
Oh no!
Japan is
get out of here with that.
Famously known for closing their borders off for a long, long time.
Yeah, during the pandemic, they did it more than anyone else.
Well, just in history, but yeah.
But also during the pandemic, they did it more than anyone else. they just did it. They just reopened them like a year ago or something. Anyway, yeah, September. No, nothing from Nintendo as of right now. And then we have Pokemon Legends ZA, not even directly from Nintendo, from Pokemon Company. And then after that, that's pretty much nothing. Nothing for November, nothing for December. But don't forget there are games that have been announced that don't have dates yet, like Kirby Air Riders. I keep forgetting that that's coming out this year, but it is supposed to come out. Well, it was announced for 2025.
Let's not stress sacrifice.
So was Metroid Prime 4.
Take your time, buddy. You deserve it.
And Hyrule Warriors: Age of Imprisonment. Also, well, that said winter, so I'm guessing
winter,
that's.
I'm thinking
come
that's
out.
A holiday game. Yeah,
that'll be December probably. And that's it. Yeah.
For the year, yeah. I think Nintendo doesn't really have a big Christmas game announced just yet. So I don't know. We should all also say that there's not even been a June Direct. We're on the 25th right now. Today's the 25th as of recording.
Yeah.
We have not had a proper June Direct.
I don't think we're going to. I mean, we didn't have a February Direct either. And that was the first time of many years that we didn't have one. And I don't think we're getting a June Direct either.
Yeah.
I think Nintendo's just breaking things.
Yeah.
There'll be a July Direct.
Yeah. We need the big, like, here's the plan. This is kind of like, I think, what inspired this idea, because we don't have a plan necessarily laid out clear and simple in the form of a direct.
Yeah.
But there's no big winter game.
I'm I mean, what was the big winter game
yeah.
last year? Do you remember? I feel like the last couple of years have not had big winter games. Like everybody says big winter games, but what are they? Like I don't think
wasn't it Nintendo World Championships last year?
No, that came out in like September or something.
Yeah.
I don't think that was a winter game. You know.
No, I know it was a last quarter game or whatever, but I don't remember what the big game was last year.
I'm just saying
I mean,
I don't think they've
Switch
done
has
that
been-
in a long time. I don't think Nintendo directly has they don't have holiday games. Like it's mostly like
I'm interested to know.
it's like Pokemon in November and that's it. You know.
Does Peach's Showtime run better on Switch 2? Like I haven't heard anybody.
Oh yeah, it probably
Anything like
does. I heard
Because
that
that was a game that kind of I was held back from playing for that reason.
Yeah, I mean, there's other reasons not to play it, but I'm sure
Why?
it's
Because it's a girl.
no. It's just I don't know. It's whatever. It was fine. I bought it and played through it. It was fine.
It's like Kirby, right?
Not really. It's I don't know. It's like a whole bunch of different styles of gameplay, like in one thing.
I mean, there's a demo. You could try the demo out, see for yourself.
I did.
But the demo's like 10 minutes long. Like it
But I
doesn't
mean, you
really
can try the
show you
demo to
anything.
see if it
Oh,
runs better.
yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
I mean, I heard Bakuro looks great. I think it's by the same company. Goodfield did that, and the Toadstool game. I mean, I like Bakuro. I played it all the way through, but it definitely did chug towards the end there on the bigger levels. But apparently that plays really, really well now. So, you know, makes me want to give it a look again. But also, it's like I already beat that game. I already 100% at that game. I don't need to go back and play it again.
Well, as for games that might come out this year, we have some GameCube games that have been promised, not necessarily for this year,
Yeah,
but
it could
there's
be.
a couple things that could happen.
Yeah, no, I figured we'll get some of them. Yeah, Mario's 40th anniversary, which they also haven't done a whole lot of. You know what? We got Mario 35. I mean, I think 40th anniversary we'll get Mario Galaxy,
also got the
Mario
Game &
Galaxy
Watch.
2, mouse control. That's what we get for Mario's 40th anniversary. Just that game for $60 and only sold for a month, and then they take it off the market.
I don't know.
Oh no!
Well,
I
I think
will say I don't know if I've ever mentioned it, but I did go back and play a little bit of Mario Sunshine with the GameCube controller, and it works like really well.
Oh, nice!
It
Yeah,
has like the pressure.
I keep forgetting that I have that game. I forgot about Super
It works
Mario All
great.
Stars. Yeah.
any improvements?
I mean, I played hardly any at all. I just loaded up Mario Sunshine just to see how well it played with the GameCube controller, and it just
You just want to see if it does the
Yeah,
proper analog triggers and all
Yeah,
that.
and it does.
Yeah.
I think we'll get that in September for the anniversary on the GameCube NSO. The other ones that were mentioned,
Oh, Mario! You think we'll get Mario
Sunshine.
Like,
yeah,
Maybe.
Yeah.
okay.
I think absolutely. Fire Emblem, Path of Radiance, Pokemon XD, Gale of Darkness, Super Mario Strikers. Maybe that's another September Mario anniversary one. Luigi's Mansion, another candidate for that. But that's probably Halloween.
October.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, they
Pokemon
released.
Coliseum and Chibi-Robo.
I mean, didn't they release Luigi's Mansion 2 like in July?
Well,
So,
but 3
I mean,
came out. 3 came out on Halloween.
Yeah. Well, 3 came out when I was in Japan. The
Yeah.
3 came out while we were on our honeymoon and while we were in Japan. So, you know, that was when that one came out.
It's actually called Luigi's Mansione, and it's got a different feel to it.
No.
It's like GTA. Yeah, no, there's GameCube games that have been announced that don't have dates yet, and hopefully we'll see more of them. Pokemon Coliseum, Chibi-Robo, you know, those games that we could see at some point. But I mean, I also, just for the fun of it, I put down stuff from other companies, from the third-party stuff that we have going for us, like Tony Hawk 3 and 4, July 11th. I put June on here. It's not June because it'd be out already. Coming out July 11th.
That's really soon.
And actually do have stuff we've been doing of the week stuff about Tony Hawk 3 and 4. And, you know, just for the hell of it, to see if it worked, I pre-ordered it to see if I could get the demo, and I can't. But just because it became it became available to pre-order, I thought I'd try it, and no dice.
Is it just Xbox users that get the demo?
They said that Switch ones were getting it, but they didn't say when. They said soon.
Oh, okay.
They said soon, but that was like a couple weeks ago, I think.
Well, from what I've seen, the demo doesn't have much in it.
I mean, it's just like one level, right? But I mean, still, it's
2 levels.
better than nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I figured I could fuck around with it or something. But yeah, I pre-ordered it just to see if I could get the demo, and
I think it's the Foundry and the Schoolyard.
it's not there's no demo, but whatever.
Well, at least you tried, and you became you supported the company.
I'm
by
a Tony Hawk 3 and 4 ambassador right here. I mean, I'm going to get it anyway, so whatever. But and the fun thing about pre-orders is they don't charge you until the week before, so it's not like
You
you
can
can pay
cancel.
for it yet. And you can cancel it up to the week before also if you decide that you don't want it. And it still says that on the new Nintendo Switch 2 eShop. So there you go. July, I'm not going to get it, but it's coming out July 18th. It's the Shadow Labyrinth. That's like the weird, edgy Pac-Man game where you're like
right.
It's like Metroidvania, but Pac-Man's your friend or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll wait to hear what the reception is to that. I'm okay.
I'm all for experimentation. That's cool that they're doing that. I just want to see what people say about it.
Yeah, for sure. I don't
Just
see
start calling him Puckman again and really make it edgy.
Was it Misk? Misk as in like miscellaneous, a tiny tale
On the 22nd.
July 22nd. And I think we talked about it last week where that has an uncapped frame rate also because they were anticipating the Switch 2 to be a higher powered system, so it is going to actually have a higher frame rate on Switch 2. Just
for those who don't remember, this is a Chibi Robo very much inspired by Chibi Robo.
Yeah, and it is. Yeah, it's on the eShop now. I saw it on there, so it's listed. Like a lot of these I got from the eShop. The Tales of the Shire, if you remember that game, that's still coming out. The Hobbit, whatever, the Cozy Hobbit game, still scheduled for the end of July. And the big one I'm going to get, probably not, Madden 2026, August 14th. There you go.
This one actually has Nick Cage as Madden.
Yeah, well, I mean, Madden hasn't been in the game for years, but this one will have like Nick Cage in there, and they'll sell it for $90 just for his ugly face. And that's when that'll be there. No, I mean, I don't think I'll get Madden when it comes out, but I am kind of interested just because we haven't had a Madden game on. I think, was it 2012 was the last Madden game on Wii U? I have it. I have the last Nintendo Madden game. It was either 2012 or 2013. But I have it
crazy and
back there
unexplained that it never came out for Switch.
The most recent Madden I own is Madden 95 for the SNES.
Nice. I got one of the Maddens for 64 too. Probably Madden 64. Even though it doesn't take place in the year 2064. I wish it did. But yeah.
I have one for PS2 that I got for free when I found one of my friends found a box full of PS2 stuff.
I mean, those games, you can buy those games for next to free. I mean, I remember them selling them for like $2 at GameStop.
If you go to any game store, that's basically all they have is Madden games.
Yep. Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar is coming out on the 27th. It has a Switch 2 version. I'm kind of interested in that because...
I'm interested too because it's like you set up a shop. Like that's a big part of the gameplay, so that could be fun.
Yeah, and it's a 3DS remake, but I don't know. I really like that Rune Factory game. So there you go. Shinobi Art of Vengeance comes out at the end of August too. I just want to throw that in there because that game looks awesome. So, hooray. Terminator 2D No Fate, September 5th. Daemon Ex Machina Titanic Scion, also September 5th. Everybody's Hot Shot Golf, so September 5th. I'll get that one, because I love
Of course you will.
I love those golf games. But the big one that's not Metroid Prime 4 that I'm really, really excited about is Trails in the Sky. First chapter remake.
And that's a remake of the very first Trails game.
That is the beginning of Trails. You can finally start the Trails series, which I've been waiting forever to do. But this one is fully remade in 3D.
Oh, God.
And it looks cool.
It's such a daunting thing to think about.
But, I mean, there's only one remade. And if you're only playing on Switch, you can only play this one and wait till second story comes out or whatever. So, But, I mean, Falcom, they put out, like 60 games a year or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty wild about their releases. So, but I love their games. So, I'm very... very much anticipating that. Did Borderlands 4 get a September release date? I don't follow it.
According to Polygon, yep.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't care about this game, so I didn't look at it. I say does Final Fantasy Tactics also have a September release? I didn't see that.
Yep.
I was looking for stuff that had actual release dates. And the other ones that are kind of floating around in the ether, we got Elden Ring, Dragon Quest 1 and 2 remake, Virtua Fighter 5 Revo, Professor Layton in the New World of Steam. I feel like that game's been in development for like the past 50 years. Sonic Racing Crossroads. I'm really interested in that game. I want that to have a release date because I like to see how it plays on Switch 2. Hades 2. Was that coming out this year? I guess it is, right? I mean, it was in the Direct, so
it should.
Yeah. System Shock 2 was actually supposed to come out this week, and it got delayed on all systems, on all consoles. It's coming out to Steam, but they had some sort of I read Night Dive tweeted about it. There was some issue with the console version of it, so they had to delay it. But I think it's coming out. I think it's supposed to come out like the second week of July or something like that. But I was really interested in that game, and it's kind of better that it's delayed because I got enough stuff to play. But I love their stuff, and yeah, bring me more remastered first-person shooters, please. Mortal Kombat.
Speaking of delays, though,
Collection.
speaking of delays, though, I don't know if it was in the news to talk about it, but should we mention the fact that the Gex the Gex collection like limited run once you did not download it?
Actually, you can
I
now.
didn't hear about that.
I mean, it is. Well, they fixed it though, as of right now.
They did. Oh, it's been fixed. Okay.
Are you saying that you can't play it on Switch too?
Right. That was the thing. Like for a second this week, I guess maybe it got fixed. But
yeah, it was. As far as what I read, there you can do it now. Like you can play it now on Switch too. That there was a patch. But yeah, no, it was. Yeah, there were issues with that, with the Gex Gex collection, if you want that. But they fixed it, from what I heard. I saw it on, I saw it online on whatever it's called. And Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, very excited about that one, whenever that's going to come out. And I didn't put Hollow Knight Silk Song on here, but John did. I didn't put it on there because I still don't believe that game's coming out ever. I think it's a vaporware game. I think it's made up. And also, I don't care because I hated Hollow Knight 1, so it's fine.
I don't know when they announced the Xbox handheld, that was the game they were loading up in the demo.
But they didn't show any of it, right?
This is
just
like
no.
Yeah.
Because Nintendo owns the rights to the trailer or something. I don't know.
Something like that.
I don't really care. It's just like a game that so many people talk about for so long that I'm just so tired of hearing about it. And it's just become a non-game to me. It's like that game's never coming out, and I don't care. Just please stop talking about it. And also, yeah, I couldn't get into Hollow Knight 1, and I bought it and I tried it, and
same.
It was whatever. Apparently, you have to put like 40 hours into it, and then you'll like it. But that's a lot of time for a game that you don't like. It's like, it's like, oh yeah, we'll try playing it for like twice the amount of time and still hating it, and see how you feel. But yeah, that's our breakdown of what's left in 2025. I don't think I missed anything in there, right? For the most part.
And of course, there's still, we have to say there's still chances for some surprises, and
they'll definitely.
We haven't heard anything about a Mario game yet. There's got to be a Mario game. Like there's got to be something new in the works, but
maybe I don't know. I mean, we're halfway through the year, and I think Donkey Kong is the big one. I mean, I think it looks great.
If it's not a 3D, I agree. Donkey Kong looks great, and that'll be a fine. If that's what we get, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah.
But I think,
and it's got the music you like in it.
Of course,
it's got a
what BK Ranks. If that's all we get, cool. But I think Mario Maker 3, this will be the year for it. It's been like 5 or 6 years since the last one. We got mouse mode now. Come on, Mario's 40th anniversary. I think it's all adding up, and we're getting Mario Maker 3 this year.
Maybe, I don't know.
I hope.
You're the only one holding the candle for Mario Maker 2 still. You don't hear a whole lot of people talk about it anymore. Have you tried it on your Switch 2 yet? You should.
Not yet, actually.
You should. Pop it in. See how I'm sure
the multiplayer works better.
I would say I'm sure the online's better.
Maybe, yeah.
The online should be better. It was like an upgrade. The Wi-Fi chip was upgrade or whatever from.
Didn't they stop supporting it for uploading levels and stuff, or was that just the first one?
Just the first one.
Oh no, I think you can still do 2. Well, yeah, no,
you can make
all the Wii U stuff. Yeah, you can't get online for that, unfortunately. But whatever. But yeah, let's talk about the rest of the news.
News. Don't snooze or you miss the news.
Yeah, just a few things. Switch 2 has already surpassed the combined lifetime sales of the Xbox Series Family and PS5 Pro in Japan already.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, well, I was going to say, how long has the Pro been out for? Like, hasn't it only been out for like
about a
few
year.
Months? Did it come out last year? I don't know. I felt like it did. I guess I never really knew when it officially dropped. So I didn't feel like it was out for that long.
I want to say it was like holiday of last year.
Oh, yeah.
So not quite a year, but that seems right to me.
Sure. I did want to mention like this the whole discourse thing about like third-party games not selling well on Switch 2. I think this is I think this is a bullshit article. Number one, speaking about what Jeremy put like almost 100 hours into, nobody seems to mention like Fantasy Life at all. Like that game did fucking great. Like they sold a ton of copies of that. I guess
it's hanging out in like the top 5 on the eShop.
It doesn't count because it came out like a few weeks before the Switch 2 dropped, but it is like a very successful third-party game on Switch 2 that nobody's mentioning because because you got to pay $2.50.
I think it's
the Switch
best
2
place
version.
to play it.
But I mean, it is like they did really, really well, like through sales.
So there was a rumor that was going around that the Switch 2 third-party games were not selling very well. There was one day last week when a lot of these different websites were reporting on this. But then immediately, like later that day, the whole thing was basically retracted. Basically, here's from My Nintendo News that actually they sold better than the Switch 1 at launch.
Yeah, that's what I said. I commented on the thing. It's like, well, it did actually. Third-party sales are actually higher than they were at the beginning of Switch 1. So I mean, it's
right. It was within the same day that this rumor hit and then was actually retracted.
Well, I felt like it was a lot of people wanting to like point more fingers about the game key cards and all that, which people seem to be all butthurt about it. And I guess it kind of sucks, but I mean, it's also been like that for a long time on many other systems. So I mean, and even on Switch 1 too.
We got to get to the point where these third-party games are day and date like across all consoles, and then you'll start to see that equalize more, because right now all the I'd say the big ones like Cyberpunk, like anybody that wanted to play that game
5 years old or something, right?
Figured out how to play that game by now. Yeah. There's not gonna be somebody that's like, I can finally play it on a Nintendo console.
Well, I mean,
there are some people, but that's not like
it did pretty well.
That shows up. Yeah, it did well.
I mean, it did all right for selling on Switch. I just like, the third-party lineup was all like older. It was all games that have been out for years.
Right.
So it's kind of like, aside from Rune Factory was like the only new one, I think, that they came out like on the day, aside from Mario Kart World and Welcome To or whatever. But as far as third-party, yeah. But as far as third-party stuff, like Rune Factory was one of the few new ones. Well, I guess like Deltarune, we had that, but
that was a Switch 2 exclusive.
No, it was on both.
Well, a Switch exclusive, I should just say, yeah.
Oh, what, Deltarune?
Well, the newer chapters, yeah.
Well, I'd say Deltarune's on both.
Timed exclusive.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's actually on both.
For like chapter 4 or whatever.
Yeah, it's on both of them. Like if you buy...
That's what I mean, though, Switch, like Switch family, not like...
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you can get it. I don't know if you can get it on other systems or not, but...
I don't think you can.
I heard there's a mouse mode boss in there or something, which is cool. That you can only use on Switch 2.
Okay, well that might actually be really helpful in those bullet hell sections.
Yeah.
Today, Little Nightmares 3 got announced for the Switch 2, and an updated version of Little Nightmares 1.
But not 2. They're not.
But not 2. I thought that was odd. Yeah, they skipped 2 for some reason. Why not make 1 of 2?
They're also speaking of games that 2 of us have. There's also an update to, or there's DLC for Fast Fusion, like free DLC. And
is that out?
I think so.
On the 26th, I think tomorrow.
Oh, I thought it was out already. But I really want to try out that pure performance mode. It actually doesn't do any like upscaling or whatever, so it doesn't do the DLSS or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And I'm really interested to see how that looks. And I didn't play that game enough. Like I really liked the way it looked, but there was too many other stuff distracting me.
The mechanics are pretty fun once you like kind of like get your brain clicking on them.
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, I liked the other one. I liked Fast RMX. So and Fast Few or whatever the other one was. The Wii U one also. I've played 3 of them. So it looks nice. And I did want to mention that shotgun cop man, John. Pedro, my friend Pedro DLC. Worlds Colliding. What are you waiting on? This game's only $10. Get yourself on that. You like the developers to support the people you like, especially the independent ones.
Maybe I
support the police.
Throw them, yeah. Yeah. That guy, it's funny though.
I don't know. I played RoboCop for a while, so
he's going to hell to destroy Satan, though. It's not like he's in another world. That means cops are okay when they're interdimensional cops or something. I don't know.
Or if you're RoboCop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was always surprised that they never released DLC for My Friend Pedro, but they're releasing My Friend Pedro DLC for another game, so I guess that counts
for their sequel. No, the demo of that game was actually really fun. I had a lot of fun with it. So cool.
Yeah, that's on my list. Donkey Kong Bonanza updates. So there's a demo available now at kiosks at stores. So if you want to try it, go out there, hit up Target, whatever. Probably out there.
Have you seen it yet? I mean, you
I've
go
not seen
you
it
go
yet,
out
no.
to you go out to a lot of you go to Target often, right?
Yeah, I got Target in the neighborhood. Maybe I'll swing by there.
I haven't seen it, but I haven't gone since I heard there was a demo. Since there's a demo out there, send a demo to us at home for free so we can play it.
Yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't do that, but man, Donkey Kong Bonanza, it's gonna be so good.
And DK rap composer Grant Kirkhope has talked about his track's inclusion in Bonanza, and he's, I guess, surprised that people like it.
He was also surprised that it was in there because he didn't know. He was not credited, as I said. Which
surprising
which
him.
pretty much, which actually I had messed it up last week and said Graham Norgate instead of Grant Kirkhope, but they're both rare composers. They're in the same area.
Guys.
But no, he was pretty surprised that he was in the game. So I obviously didn't tell him about it or ask him about using DK Rap. And it is pretty funny that, well, it's just like, it's just like anything, right? Anything bad becomes good all of a sudden, It's so. I always thought DK Rap was kind of shitty,
For greatness.
it was funny, to listen to, but they just kept it going. It showed up again in Smash Brothers Melee, and it's just whatever. It's just eventually it's funny, I guess. I don't know. Or you were just 12 when you heard it the first time, and you think that game's great or something.
And Nintendo confirmed Pauline's age in Bonanza. Apparently, she's 13, so she's younger than she was when she first met Donkey Kong. I don't know.
Yeah, we talked about this. We talked about this last week.
Yeah,
Fox and the Hound. Remember, he's going to end up trying to kill her when she's older.
I've heard so many things on other podcasts and stuff since we recorded our episode last week that were things that we were saying,
what about
when's Mario going to show up? Is Mario going to be the villain? When's Donkey Kong going to turn on Pauline? Yeah. And then even I've seen a bunch of people doing art of Wreck-It Ralph.
Well, sure, yeah.
It's so fucking Wreck-It Ralph.
Very,
which Wreck-It Ralph was inspired by Donkey Kong, so it's it's a whole circular thing.
Yeah. Except there's no racing in there. I guess that's Mario Kart World, but there's a lot of racing in Wreck-It Ralph.
I think this is so unlikely, but it would be such a cool idea because we got this missing Mario game for later this year for the 40th anniversary. No word of it, but wouldn't it be cool if the big surprise in this Donkey Kong Bonanza game is that yes, Mario does show up at some point. But then later on this year, we get basically the second half of this game in the form of Mario's version of the events. I think that would be so cool if they did some Pokemon action here. Release two games, two different sides of the same story or whatever.
Mario's
Mario Spaghetti Ronza or something.
Mario's Apple Lanza. I don't know.
Mario Ravioli Armageddon.
Mario Ravioli Armageddon.
It's gonna basically when the 40th anniversary happens, you're gonna get Mario balloon hunting DLC, just like a Mario Odyssey, with the Luigi balloon hunting, and that's what you're gonna get. But Mario will be like, "Hey, find these balloons. It's fun, I swear." I really don't care if there's a Mario game this year or not. I really don't. I want Donkey Kong.
Not even Ravioli Apocalypse.
Maybe if it's a first-person shooter where I can fire raviolis at people. But no, I mean, I really don't care. I think the DK game looks great, and I think Donkey Kong deserves a spotlight. There's 50,000 Mario games on Switch 1? Can somebody else get some games? Come on.
Yeah, what about Luigi?
Yeah. He got a game. Well, he got two Mario. He got two mansions, but
I'm just saying,
several mansions. Yeah,
Luigi's Mansione.
I mean, if
the times are right for it.
If Luigi's Mansion 4 was happening this year, I'd be more excited than I would be about an Odyssey 2.
What are they going to do next for Luigi's? Because they did the hotel where they could have their own environment, so they're going to have to do something with time next, probably.
Yeah, that hotel was so cool. Yeah, because they could make the levels so vastly different from each other. So.
There's going to have to be some time mechanic where you affect the floors or something by going back in time.
Maybe. Luigi time.
Or maybe you could finally be the professor as a playable character.
Egad?
Yeah.
Yeah. You should be able to throw his weird language at people. The you can just yell at people with that voice and it hurts them or something. I don't know.
I'd take an EGAD game. He's an underutilized character.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of events, Tetris 99 is having a Maximus this weekend. Play it on your Switch too. It's just old. It's just old stuff. You can
get old themes.
In case you missed some themes, what is it like Mario Wonder and like Splatoon Side Order? I think is one of them, and I can't remember what the other two are. But yeah, get on there and play that this weekend. Make sure see if your control pad, if your D-pad sucks or not. Try it on there.
I've had good luck with it so far on playing on Tetris 99 on the Switch too. And I don't even have. Yeah, I haven't tried it with the Pro Controller yet, but
I mean, I'm glad to see another Maximus Cup. I'd love to see a Mario Kart World Maximus Cup though, not just these reruns.
Yeah, it's got a DK Bonanza one.
Well, it's got to come out. It's got to come out first. I guess sometime they did some. I think they did some before the games launched. Yeah, no, they did because I remember playing the Xenoblade Chronicles X Tetris 99, and the game wasn't out yet because we were trying to find the songs in there, like because they didn't have the Goldmine song in there.
Well, last one, IO Interactive says that cloud gaming on Switch 1, quote, wasn't as successful as Nintendo had expected. And they explained their Switch 2 support. This is an article with Go Nintendo, where their CEO, Hakan Abrek, says he basically had a chat with the game, or publicly called the game business, and he said that Nintendo had a cloud solution at one point for Switch, so we got Hitman on the cloud there. But without hurting anyone's feelings, the cloud solution on Switch wasn't as successful as Nintendo had expected. We felt that it was such a shame that it didn't take off. So we felt that there was unfinished business, really, to get Hitman World Assassination on Switch in a proper way for players who have that as their preferred platform. And he says there's also various Hitman modes that lend themselves really well for a platform like Switch 2. We thought that we had a game that was very compatible with playing the game on the go, and that we owed our players to deliver in a native way on the platform, so that's what we did. Yeah, I think it was no surprise to anyone that the cloud gaming wasn't as big as they had hoped. I mean, there really weren't that many cloud games on the Switch. There was this. There was.
I mean, there was a decent
Resident Evil.
There was a decent amount of them.
Yeah,
I'd say there was maybe like 20 at least. I think. I would guess, but I mean,
Control.
But most people didn't like it. Didn't like the cloud gaming at all. Like it wasn't really received very well in the press. And I mean, John,
Control, Resident Evil Village.
Well, there was like 4 or 5 Resident Evils. Well, there's Resident Evil 2, 3, 7, and 8.
Those are all cloud.
So that's 4. All of those are cloud, yeah. And
the remakes.
And don't forget what do you call it? Well, they don't have 2 and 3 straight up on there. You can't play the PlayStation versions of those on Switch. But what was it? What the fuck's it called? The stupid Disney game that has like a billion games that don't make any sense. Kingdom Hearts.
Dreamlight. Oh,
there was the Kingdom Hearts collection that was all cloud. There was like 10 games on that collection, and all of them were cloud, which still was such a bizarre choice.
Final Fantasy VII, that was cloud.
No, Final Fantasy VII was not a cloud game. Oh yeah, you mean because cloud's in there?
Yeah,
so that's a joke. I get it now. Control, Guardians of the Galaxy. I actually have that game, which I think is a pretty great game. Even if it's on cloud, because I got it on sale. But I mean, there's like 5 or 6 other ones that I can't remember the name of them.
They're still showing up. Like if you go to games on sale, like during the Capcom sale, like the cloud versions were still showing up in the Switch.
Yeah, you can still play them. Like that's one of the first things I tried when I got a Switch 2 was I jumped on and played Guardians of the Galaxy cloud version to see if it still worked, and it does. I would like to beat that game sometime, but maybe not the cloud version. I don't know, but it does. It works. It's there. But I mean, there's a Capcom Presents or Capcom Spotlight tomorrow. So I was hoping that maybe we'd see some Switch 2 stuff in there. I don't know if we will, but I would love to see.
Fingers crossed.
I would love to see proper versions of these Resident Evil games that are already on here. Or or like how about Resident Evil 4 remake? Like we never even got a cloud version of that. I feel like that would sell pretty well on Switch 2 if they put that on there. So.
I think those are all lock.
So do that. I mean, maybe not for tomorrow, though. I don't know. I mean, maybe it has to be for Nintendo Direct, but I don't know. I mean, Street Fighter 6 apparently did pretty well on Switch too. So let's bring more Capcom stuff on there. Get it going. Get some Resident
Let's
Evil
put
shit
a
on there.
Capcom on this episode. How about that?
Sure. And yeah, all the Capcom stuff is on sale. Apparently, the Revelation games play really well too. So, whoever's listening to this, play Resident Evil Revelations 2. It's great. I like that game a lot. But yeah, we're done. That's put the Capcom on this episode. But thanks everybody for listening to episode 477. If you'd like to support the show and get bonus content, go to patreon.com/NintenDomain podcast. And just for $1, you can listen to our expansion pack episodes, where we have 73 episodes on there right now. Plus, for an extra $5, you can see videos of us early, and you can listen to WART radio and all this other fun stuff. That is on there. Check that out there. And if you want, I posted like 6 videos last night of me playing Switch 2. If you want to see them, I felt like I'd been slacking on the video content for Switch 2, so I recorded a bunch of stuff. If you want to watch myself and Joel DeWitt play each other online fighting games, that's we played Capcom Fighting Collection 2 and Street Fighter 6, so there's some fun stuff on there. Plus the end of Ys 9 and the secret boss and Rail Route and whatever else. Check that out at youtube.com/NintenDomain podcast. And you can find us on Blue Sky at Trey Johnson, at Domain, and at NintenDomain. Find it there and whatnot. But we've been your hosts. I'm Trey Johnson.
I'm Jerry Mikowski.
I'm John Litter.
And thanks everybody for listening. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Whenever Metroid Prime 4 is released. Which is
see you in 2028.
Never. 2030. It's going to be a long time from now. We'll all be old. Older. And that's that. All right.